At 2 a.m., a man in America got a phone call. A calm, polite voice said there'd been a security breach and that they were here to help. 90 minutes later, that man had lost $243 million. No mask, no gun, no break-in, just a phone call, and a 20-year-old on the other end who had never held a real job.
Sir, we've detected unauthorized access on your account. I'm going to help you secure it right now.
Wait, is my crypto safe? Everything's in there.
This is the story of Malone Lam. How 3 kids with a script, a spoofed number, and a screen share stole the biggest single-victim crypto fortune in history, and then spent it so loudly that they arrested themselves. Because the theft was the easy part. Keeping quiet? That was impossible. August 2024. The target isn't a bank. It's one person, an early crypto investor holding a fortune in Bitcoin in his own private wallet. No branch, no manager, no fraud department. Just him, his passwords, and a small army of strangers who had been studying him for weeks. Here's the crew. One teenager breaks in digitally, into the email, into the cloud. A second searches every folder, every note, every backup for the one thing that matters: access. And a third, the smooth one, picks up the phone. They don't hack the wallet. Wallets are hard. They hack the human. Humans are easy. Step 1. A call that looks like it's from Google. Spoof number, real logo on the screen. We've seen suspicious sign-ins. For your safety, let's lock things down. The victim, half asleep, wants to be safe, so he cooperates. That's the whole trick. They don't steal your trust, they borrow it, one helpful sentence at a time.
To protect your funds, I'll need you to reset your two-factor and share your screen so I can verify the block.
Okay, I'm installing it now. Just make it stop.
Step 2. Screen share. Now they can see everything he sees. They walk him, gently, patiently, into resetting the security on his exchange account and exposing the keys to his wallet. He thinks a professional is protecting him. In reality, he's holding the door open and pointing to the safe. And then, in the early hours of August 19th, it happens. Over 4,100 Bitcoin, about $243 million, leave his wallet in minutes. Irreversible. No bank to call. No transaction to cancel. One of the largest thefts of any kind ever, committed by people who couldn't legally rent a car. Now they have a new problem. The exact problem every thief has. Stolen money is only useful if you can spend it without getting caught. And Bitcoin has a cruel feature for criminals. Every single transaction is public. Forever. The blockchain doesn't forget. So they had to make $243 million disappear in plain sight. The playbook: split the money into hundreds of smaller pieces. Push it through mixers, services that blend your coins with everyone else's to break the trail. Swap Bitcoin into Ethereum, into Litecoin, into Monero, a coin built for privacy. Bounce it across more than 15 exchanges, some in places that don't ask many questions. Each hop is a smudge on the fingerprint. This is money laundering, crypto edition. The old version needed a cash business, a laundromat, a car wash, to mix dirty money with clean. The new version needs code and patience. Same idea though, enough layers between the crime and the cash that nobody can draw a straight line back to you. In theory.
It's clean now, bro. 15 hops, 3 coins, nobody's tracing this.
Nobody? You sure about that?
Here's where the smart heist meets the dumbest spending spree you have ever heard of. Because what do you do when you're 20 years old and you suddenly control $200 million? If the answer is invest quietly and lie low, congratulations, you're smarter than the guy who actually did this. Nightclubs in Los Angeles and Miami. Prosecutors say the crew burned over $4 million on parties, up to $500,000 in a single night. Not a typo. $500,000 one evening. They handed out Hermes handbags, bags worth tens of thousands each, to strangers like party favors. Then the cars. Not one dream car, a fleet. Investigators counted at least 28 exotic cars, some reports say more than 30, priced from $100,000 all the way up to $3.8 million each. Watches worth $100,000 to $500,000. Rented mansions in the Hamptons, in Miami, in the Hollywood Hills. Private jets, personal security. And then the masterstroke of stupidity. he posted it. Locations, cars, parties, up on Instagram, tagged and timestamped, girlfriend in the frame. He'd reportedly book clubs and buy cars under fake names, but flex the results in public. Think about that gap. Fake name at the door, real face on the internet. Somewhere out there, someone was watching those posts. And unlike the victim, this person could not be fooled by a friendly voice. Meet the internet's most feared crypto detective, an anonymous investigator known only by a handle, ZachXBT. No badge, no office, just a wall of screens and an almost inhuman patience for following money across the blockchain. Remember that cruel feature? Every transaction is public? For him, that's not a problem to hide. It's a map. While the crew mixed and swapped, he traced. Coin by coin, hop by hop, exchange by exchange, rebuilding the exact trail they thought they'd erased. Mixers slow you down, they don't make you invisible. And every time the money touched a real exchange to become spendable, it left a mark. He was assembling the fingerprint they'd tried so hard to smudge. But the thing that truly cracked it wasn't code. It was ego. One of the crew was live streaming, and during a screen share, his full real name sat right there on camera, in front of everyone. On other recordings, friends casually called him by his first name. The most sophisticated laundering in crypto history, undone by leaving your name on the screen.
They swapped it 4 times and ran it through a mixer. Cute. The wallet that bought the Lamborghini is the same wallet that touched the stolen coins.
He connected the flexing to the wallets, and the wallets to the theft. Public posts, public blockchain, one name that should never have appeared. The louder they spent, the brighter they glowed. They didn't just leave a trail, they lit it on fire and danced around it. September 2024. It ends the way these always end. Malone Lam is arrested in Miami, reportedly hurling his phone into the bay as agents close in, as if deleting the evidence could delete the year. His alleged partners are charged too. The kid who moved $200 million through 15 exchanges couldn't outrun a public Instagram post. And here the story turns genuinely dark, because this was never just clever kids in fast cars. About a week after the big theft, 6 masked men allegedly tried to kidnap the parents of one of the crew on a street in Connecticut. Local police arrived in time and arrested them. This is the part the party photos hide. When this much untraceable money floods into a world with no rules, the violence is never far behind. The US government threw a weapon at them normally reserved for the Mafia, RICO, the racketeering law built to take down organized crime families. This became the first Bitcoin-related RICO case in American history. The message was blunt. A laptop crew moving stolen crypto is now treated like a crime syndicate, because that's exactly what it was.
You're not charged with one theft. You're charged as a criminal enterprise. Every party, every car, every wallet, it all comes in.
More than a dozen people were charged. Several have already pleaded guilty. Malone Lam himself is awaiting trial as this is made, presumed innocent until a court says otherwise. But the enterprise he's accused of running faces decades in prison. And the money? Split, spent, seized in pieces, gone into cars and clubs and coins. Most of a victim's life savings, vaporized in a single night for a summer of parties. So how do you not become the man on that 2 a.m. phone call? Start with the one rule the whole scam depends on breaking. Real security teams never call you to fix an emergency, and they never, ever need your screen, your codes, or your keys. The moment someone helping you asks you to share your screen or read a code aloud, the call itself is the attack. Hang up. Call the company back on a number you look up. Rule 2, and it's the big one for crypto, it is not reversible. There is no fraud department, no chargeback, no bank to freeze the transfer. When Bitcoin leaves your wallet, it is gone the way cash out a car window is gone. That's the trade-off nobody markets to you. You become your own bank, which means you become your own security guard, 24 hours a day. Rule 3. Your keys are the whole game. Anyone with your private key or your recovery phrase owns your money completely. No password reset, no support ticket, no appeal. So nobody legitimate will ever ask for it. Not Google, not your exchange, not support. Treat that phrase like it's the money itself, because it isn't like the money, it is the money. And Rule 4, the human one. Urgency is the weapon. Every one of these scams runs on the same fuel: panic, speed, act now or lose everything. Fraud needs you rushed, safety lives in the pause. The single most powerful anti-scam move on earth is boring. Stop, wait, and check on a channel you chose. Scammers can fake a number, a logo, a voice. They cannot fake your patience. Here's the strangest part. The hard step, stealing $250 million, they pulled off flawlessly. The easy step, shutting up about it, is what sank them. They beat the victim, they beat the exchanges, they nearly beat the blockchain, and then they lost to a selfie. Greed doesn't just make people steal, it makes them need an audience. And an audience is just witnesses who haven't testified yet. If this made money, and the people chasing it, make a little more sense, subscribe. New stories every day. Money stuff, simply explained.